You know that tiny moment of horror when you hear your own voice in a phone recording? You know what I mean, right? You tap play on a quick voice memo, or maybe you catch that weird echo on a video call, and suddenly you're just sitting there thinking, wait, who is that? Is that me? Do I literally sound like that?
Well, I have some fantastic news for you. Your voice is not broken. And no, your microphone isn't broken either. The truth behind this is actually much weirder and honestly kind of funny. Basically, your skull has just been lying to you your entire life. It's this super relatable everyday mystery that pretty much all of us go through. And in today's explainer, we're going to solve it together. Okay, let's dive right into this. So, to understand why your recorded voice sounds so incredibly alien, we really have to look at how we actually hear ourselves speak. Because when you talk, you're hearing yourself in two completely different ways at the exact same time. It's wild. We've got air conduction on one hand and bone conduction on the other. Let's trace that first path, air conduction. This is the normal, completely expected route. When you speak, the vocal folds in your throat start vibrating, and those vibrations create sound waves that literally leave your mouth, travel right through the air, and eventually hit your eardrum. Honestly, this is exactly how the rest of the world hears you, and it's how you hear everyone else too. But then we get to the biological plot twist. Bone conduction. When those vocal folds vibrate, they don't just send sound out of your mouth. They also vibrate your skin, your oral cavities, and yes, the literal bones of your skull. These vibrations travel directly through your skull, completely bypassing your outer and middle ear and go straight to your inner ear, this little snail-shaped organ called the cochlea.
No, what's really interesting here is how these two different pathways actually change the sound of your voice. Bone conduction is amazing at transmitting lower frequencies. Because your inner ear is picking up those deep internal bone vibrations, the voice inside your head gets this massive bass boost. It sounds richer, fuller, and, let's be real, way more dignified. But the recorded playback, it only gets the air conduction part. So naturally, it sounds higher, thinner, and completely unfamiliar.
So, the absolutely crucial point is this. Microphones only capture air conduction. Whether you're using a super high-end podcast mic or just the microphone on your phone, these devices are designed to pick up sound waves traveling through the air. They physically cannot record the vibrations rattling around inside your skull. So every single time you record yourself, the device is stripping away that warm, bass-heavy bone conduction part of your voice that you are so incredibly used to hearing. Okay, so why does hearing that isolated air-conducted voice make us literally wince? Well, Ben Hornsby, a professor of audiology over at Vanderbilt University, explains it perfectly. He says that many people cringe at the playback sound because our brain struggles to accept that this foreign voice is our own. I mean, think about it. Your brain has spent your entire life getting used to your private, inside-your-head version. Hearing something totally different just shatters that reality. And that brilliantly illustrates what audiologists call the psychology of the cringe. You see, we're basically hardwired to care about our voices. Research actually shows that listeners make snap judgments based on how we sound. They make all these subconscious assumptions about our intellect, our wealth, our emotions, and we subconsciously know this. So when you hit play and a stranger's voice suddenly comes out of your mouth, it makes you naturally nervous. You kind of panic, thinking, oh no, is this what I've been presenting to the world this whole time? But hey, don't panic. Let's get into some really practical mini tips to help you get over the cringe. Tip number 1, you can always use a better microphone. Upgrading from your phone to a quality mic can actually capture a bit more of that natural richness. But tip number 2 is simply to listen and adapt. Audiologists see this exact same phenomenon when they fit someone with a brand new hearing aid. The patient's own voice suddenly sounds totally weird to them right there in the fitting session. The solution? You just keep listening. If you listen to a few recordings of yourself, your brain will eventually adapt and stop sounding the alarm. And here's our final mini tip, which honestly is the most reassuring one of all. Everyone else already knows this voice. While you might be having a total existential crisis over how high-pitched or thin you sound, your friends, your family, your coworkers, they aren't fazed at all. To them, this isn't some new, weird voice. It's just you. They already know, love, and fully accept this exact version of your voice.
So the very next time you hear yourself on a video call or a phone recording, just remember this. The recording is not the fake voice, it is the public version. It's the accurate representation of how you actually exist out in the real world. That weird one, the one with the extra bass and the perfect resonance, that's just the private remix your head has been playing for you all these years. So I'll leave you with this question to ponder the next time you leave a voicemail. Which voice do you actually prefer? The world's or your skull's?